Welcome to Battles History. Today, we will be discussing the Battle of Mohacs, which took place in 1526 AD. This battle was a pivotal moment in Hungarian history, and it had far-reaching consequences for the entire region. The Battle of Mohacs was fought between the Ottoman Empire and the Kingdom of Hungary, and it resulted in a decisive Ottoman victory. In this video, we will explore the events leading up to the Battle of Mohacs, the strategies employed by both sides, and the consequences of this pivotal battle. So, let's dive into the Battle of Mohacs and learn more about this significant moment in history.
To understand the significance of the Battle of Mohacs, we must first look at the background of the conflict. The Ottoman Empire, which was founded in 1299 AD, had been expanding its territories for centuries. By the 16th century, the Ottomans had conquered much of Southeast Europe and parts of the Middle East, making them one of the most powerful empires in the world. In 1520, Suleiman the Magnificent became the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, and he immediately set his sights on expanding his empire further. One of his targets was the Kingdom of Hungary, which had been weakened by internal conflicts and political instability. At the time, the Kingdom of Hungary was ruled by King Louis II, who was just 20 years old when he ascended to the throne. King Louis II was not a particularly effective ruler, and he was unable to unite the nobles of Hungary against the Ottoman threat. In 1521, the Ottomans captured the city of Belgrade, which was an important strategic location on the Danube River. This victory gave the Ottomans a foothold in Hungary, and it paved the way for further Ottoman conquests. Over the next few years, the Ottomans launched a series of raids and invasions into Hungary, but they were unable to capture any major cities. The Hungarian army, which was led by a succession of inexperienced and ineffective commanders, was no match for the Ottoman forces. In 1526, the Ottomans launched a major invasion of Hungary, which culminated in the Battle of Mohacs. The battle was fought on August 29, 1526, and it would be the largest battle in European history until the Battle of Vienna in 1683. The Battle of Mohacs was fought between the Ottoman Empire and the Kingdom of Hungary. The Ottoman forces were led by Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, who personally commanded his army on the battlefield. The Hungarian forces were led by King Louis II, who was just 22 years old at the time. The two armies met on the plain of Mohacs, which was a flat, open area that was ideal for large-scale battles. The Hungarian army consisted of around 20,000 men, while the Ottoman army was much larger, with around 80,000 men. The Ottomans deployed their army in the traditional Turkish style, with the infantry in the center and the cavalry on the wings. The Ottoman cavalry was particularly effective, and they were known for their skill with the bow and arrow. The Hungarian army, on the other hand, was poorly organized and ill-equipped. The Hungarian nobles were more concerned with their own interests than with the defense of their country, and they were unwilling to work together to defeat the Ottoman cavalry, which was heavily armored and armed with more powerful weapons. The Ottoman cavalry charged the Hungarian lines and broke through them, causing chaos and confusion among the Hungarian soldiers. King Louis II fought bravely alongside his troops, but he was eventually surrounded and killed by Ottoman soldiers. With the death of their king, the Hungarian army lost its leader and its morale began to crumble. The battle lasted for only a few hours, but it was one of the bloodiest in European history. The Hungarian army suffered a crushing defeat, with as many as 20,000 soldiers killed on the battlefield. The Ottoman losses were much smaller, with only around 2,000 soldiers killed. The aftermath of the Battle of Mohacs was devastating for Hungary. The country was left without a ruler, and much of its territory was now under Ottoman control. The Ottomans continued their conquest of Hungary, capturing the city of Buda in 1529 and laying siege to Vienna in 1532. The Battle of Mohacs had far-reaching consequences for the entire region. For Hungary, it marked the beginning of a period of Ottoman rule that would last for more than 150 years. The country was forced to pay tribute to the Ottoman Empire and was divided into three parts: the Ottoman-occupied territories, the Kingdom of Hungary, and the Principality of Transylvania. The Ottoman conquest of Hungary also had a significant impact on the rest of Europe. The Ottomans now controlled a large portion of Southeast Europe, including parts of present-day Romania, Bulgaria, and Serbia. This put them in direct conflict with the Holy Roman Empire, which saw itself as the defender of Christianity in Europe. The Ottoman expansion also had economic consequences for Europe. The Ottomans controlled many of the trade routes that connected Europe with Asia, and they were able to monopolize the trade in goods such as spices, textiles, and precious metals. This led to the development of new trade routes and the rise of European powers such as Portugal and Spain, which sought to find new ways to trade with Asia. The Battle of Mohacs also had cultural consequences for Hungary. The country had been a center of European culture and learning, with a thriving university in the city of Buda. However, the Ottoman conquest led to the destruction of many of the country's cultural treasures, including its libraries, churches, and art collections. In addition to these long-term consequences, the Battle of Mohacs also had immediate political implications. With the death of King Louis II, there was no clear successor to the throne. This led to a period of instability and infighting among the Hungarian nobility, which weakened the country even further. The Ottoman victory at Mohacs also had a psychological impact on Europe. The Ottomans were now seen as an unstoppable force, and many Europeans feared that they would soon conquer the entire continent. This fear was not entirely unfounded, as the Ottomans continued their expansion into Europe, capturing territories in Hungary, Croatia, and Transylvania. The legacy of the Battle of Mohacs can still be felt in Hungary today. The defeat at Mohacs is seen as a national tragedy, and it is commemorated every year on August 29. The battle is also remembered for its impact on Hungarian culture and identity. The defeat at Mohacs led to the development of a new kind of Hungarian identity. In the aftermath of the battle, the Hungarian nobility became more focused on preserving their language and culture, which they saw as threatened by Ottoman rule. This led to the development of a strong sense of Hungarian nationalism, which would play an important role in the country's history in the centuries to come. The defeat at Mohacs also had a profound impact on the Hungarian military. The Hungarian army was completely outmatched by the Ottoman forces, and the battle exposed the weaknesses of the country's military tactics and equipment. As a result, the Hungarian military underwent a period of reform and modernization in the years following the battle. The battle also had an impact on the wider military history of Europe. The Ottoman victory at Mohacs demonstrated the effectiveness of the Ottoman cavalry, which was heavily armored and armed with powerful weapons such as the composite bow and the yataghan sword. This had an influence on the development of European military tactics, as armies began to adopt similar weapons and tactics in an attempt to counter the Ottoman threat. The Battle of Mohacs is also significant for its role in the larger context of European history. The Ottoman expansion into Europe was one of the defining features of the early modern period, and the battle at Mohacs was a key moment in this process. The Ottoman conquest of Hungary marked the beginning of a new phase of Ottoman expansion, which would eventually be checked by a series of European powers, including Austria, Russia, and Prussia. The Battle of Mohacs was a pivotal moment in European history. It marked the beginning of a period of Ottoman rule over Hungary, which would have far-reaching consequences for the entire region. The battle was a brutal and bloody affair, and it demonstrated the effectiveness of the Ottoman military machine. The legacy of the Battle of Mohacs is still felt in Hungary today. The defeat at Mohacs is seen as a national tragedy, and it is remembered for its impact on Hungarian culture and identity. The battle also had an impact on the wider military history of Europe, as it demonstrated the effectiveness of the Ottoman cavalry and influenced the development of European military tactics. The Battle of Mohacs was not just a military conflict, but a cultural and political one as well. It marked the beginning of a new phase in the relationship between Europe and the Ottoman Empire, and it had far-reaching consequences for the balance of power in the region. Today, the Battle of Mohacs serves as a reminder of the complex and often turbulent history of Europe. It is a testament to the power of military strategy and the role that it has played in shaping the course of European history. But it is also a reminder of the importance of cultural identity and the way in which it can be threatened by outside forces. As we reflect on the legacy of the Battle of Mohacs, we are reminded of the importance of understanding our shared history and of the need to preserve the cultural treasures that have been passed down to us through the ages. We are reminded of the importance of studying military history, not just as a means of understanding the past, but as a way of shaping the future. In the end, the Battle of Mohacs was a tragedy for Hungary, but it was also a turning point in the history of Europe. It marked the beginning of a new era of conflict and cooperation between East and West, and it had a lasting impact on the political, cultural, and military landscape of Europe. As we look to the future, we must continue to learn from the lessons of the past and to work together to build a better and more peaceful world.
We hope this video has given you a deeper understanding of the Battle of Mohacs and its impact on history. Thank you for watching Battle's History. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Battle's History, and we'll see you in the next video.